Episode 168. At the sight of this, a chill ran down Han Li's spine. He blurted out,
"The Ghost Spirit Sect's young master."
Looks like no introduction is needed. It's best that you recognize me. So, will you walk into that formation and buy yourself a few more moments of life? Or shall I tear your soul out right now?
The bloodlust in Wang Chan's eyes was far thicker than it had been on the earthen platform. His irises were now more than half crimson, faintly reflecting a feral savagery that made Han Li's heart churn the moment he saw it.
He wondered what terrifying secret art the other party was practicing.
But when he heard the mention of within the formation, Han Li glanced sideways. The sight that met his eyes made his expression turn grim and terrible. From somewhere unknown, a massive black light barrier had appeared, enveloping the 100-yard area centered on the enormous formation. Within the barrier, thick black-red mist churned, making it impossible to see anything inside. It was utterly silent, without a single sound, as if no one was there at all. Around the light screen, 8 green-robed cultivators stood scattered, their gazes fixed intently on everything within the black barrier, never once glancing toward their young master.
It seems this young master's men have quite the faith in their master.
Han Li swept his gaze over the scene, then quickly averted his eyes, not daring to let his focus wander any further.
Without a doubt, this Ghost Spirit Sect young master may only be at mid-foundation establishment, but he is absolutely a terrifying opponent. If I'm not careful, I might end up staying here forever.
As he spoke, Han Li spread one hand outward. A point of white light surged from his palm, then grew in the wind, transforming in an instant into a white-silver shield that blocked in front of him. With his other hand, he tossed the divine wind boat into the air behind him, where it floated gently some 70 or 80 feet away. As Han Li figured it, the smart move was to hop on his divine wind boat and get the hell out of there. Only an idiot would stick around to fight this Ghost Spirit Sect young master head-on.
Not to mention whether I can even take on a sect's young master. Even if I could deal with him, he's got a whole squad of reinforcements backing him up. I don't have the skill to fight against such odds, and I'm not stupid enough to try. For me, the best course is to hurry back to Yellow Maple Valley and report the Ghost Spirit Sect's collusion with the Yan family. That'll be my part done. As for Dong Shuier and Senior Marshal Brother Feng, they'd have to rely on their own masters to come rescue them.
Trying to run? Where do you think you're going? Die.
With that, the Ghost Spirit Sect young master spun on his heel in a blur. In an instant, a thick, blood-red mist erupted from his body, billowing outward before coalescing into a towering cloud of blood over 100 feet high, which surged toward Han Li with overwhelming force. Han Li dared not hesitate a moment longer. He leaped onto the wind spirit boat, channeling his full power. In an instant, he and the vessel transformed into a streak of white light, speeding away into the sky.
Kid, you don't understand. My blood spirit art's escape technique is no ordinary thing. You can't get away.
Wang Chan's wild laughter followed close behind Han Li. He hadn't turned around yet, but Han Li could clearly feel the voice drawing nearer. This guy's escape technique might actually be faster than the divine wind boat at full speed. Han Li's face was turning pale. In the blink of an eye, Han Li's white light and the blood cloud behind him had chased each other for over 100 li, but the distance between them had gradually narrowed to just over 10 zhang. Just as Han Li was silently cursing his luck, he had no idea that Wang Chan, riding the blood cloud behind him, was equally astonished.
The blood escape art of the blood spirit great method may not dare claim to be number 1 among the 6 sects, but its speed absolutely ranks in the top 5 among all secret techniques, far faster than an ordinary top-grade flying magic tool. Yet now, even at my full speed, I still can't catch up to that man fleeing on his little boat.
Wang Chan was taken aback, and the murderous intent in his heart grew even stronger.
If I keep running like this, he'll catch up within a quarter hour. I have to do something.
Han Li reached into his storage pouch and pulled out a handful of basic chain fireball talismans. He paused briefly, then hurled several behind him without a second thought before sprinting onward. An instant later, a series of explosive booms erupted from behind.
Han Li couldn't help but glance back.
It's working. The front of that raging blood cloud seems to have been blasted apart. It's thinning out, and I can even vaguely make out the ghost spirit sect young master's figure through it.
Han Li felt a surge of hope and was about to activate the remaining talismans when Wang Chan, from within the blood cloud, suddenly raised his hand and hurled the flying fork magic tool that had been beneath his feet. Han Li had no choice. He redirected the talismans from the blood cloud toward the green fork. The chain of 20 or 30 exploding fireballs sent the black, chi-shrouded giant fork tumbling end over end, keeping it at bay for the moment.
But in that brief moment of delay, the blood cloud across from him had already restored itself to its original form, once again writhing with raging flames.
With that sky-splitting laughter, the blood cloud suddenly swelled, spreading across the heavens in an instant, as if it would blot out the sun itself.
The blood cloud's speed suddenly multiplied several times, surging forward like a raging tide to swarm ahead of the divine wind boat, then spreading rapidly, trapping me in midair.
Han Li slammed on the brakes, his divine wind boat nearly colliding with the blood cloud. He then pulled a pair of pitch-black, claw-like magic tools from his storage pouch. And at that very moment, the eerie green trident struck again from behind, silent as a ghost.
Go!
Han Li tossed the pair of magic tools behind him. The moment they left his hand, the claws swelled to over 10 feet in size and lunged fiercely at the oncoming green trident. The green trident, refusing to yield, released several streams of black energy from its tips, which swiftly coiled around the giant claws layer upon layer, binding them until they were nearly immobilized.
Han Li made a hand seal, and the giant claws instantly flared with black light dozens of feet long. With a few swift swipes, they shredded the surrounding black mist into fragments, leaving it unable to reform.
Not bad, not bad. This is no ordinary top-grade magic tool after all. It shredded the yin soul threads on that azure yin trident so easily. Looks like it was worth making a personal appearance.
Wang Chan's voice drifted erratically from beyond the blood cloud, and with a low, mournful hum, the green trident suddenly withdrew, vanishing back into the crimson haze without a trace. Han Li drew back the black flood talon, a top-grade magic tool forged from dragon claws, and swept a wary glance across his surroundings.
I'm completely sealed in this blood-red sky now, not a single crack to slip through. Looks like I'll have to blast my way out if I want to escape.
So Han Li prepared to unleash the Black Dragon Talisman again. But before he could act, the blood clouds before him suddenly churned violently. Then, two blood-red monsters burst forth, brandishing their claws and baring teeth as long as a zhang. These two monsters had short legs and a pointed tail, their eyes just as bloodshot as Wang Chan's. Swinging their sharp claws, they lunged at Han Li. This was Han Li's first encounter with such creatures. By their appearance, they were the legendary little ghosts. A chill ran down his spine. He hurriedly unleashed the black dragon capture, then grabbed them one by one, easily crushing them back into blood clouds that returned to their original place.
This finally put Han Li somewhat at ease. It wasn't so hard to deal with after all. But no sooner had that thought surfaced than Wang Chan's mocking laughter echoed from all directions.
Don't relax too soon, friend. My blood spirit art's blood fiend isn't so easily dealt with. The real show is just beginning.
Hearing this, Han Li's heart sank. He spun his magic tool and slammed it into the blood cloud. But the moment the weapon touched the crimson mist, it slipped right through with unsettling ease. Han Li's heart had just lifted with joy, but in an instant, the twin Wulong duo grew sluggish, wobbling unsteadily as if on the verge of losing control. Han Li was horrified. He hastily withdrew his magic power, and just before losing control completely, he managed to suck the black dragon talons back out of the blood cloud and return them to his side.
So your magic tool isn't afraid of my blood's corruption. That makes me want it even more, young master.
At the same time, the blood clouds from all directions began to churn and roil simultaneously. Then, one after another, blood ghosts crawled out from within, scrambling over each other as they lunged at Han Li.
Han Li's face remained impassive. He spun the twin dragon coils in a storm of steel, so impenetrable that any blood ghost that charged in was instantly shredded and dissolved back into blood mist. After Han Li had killed over 100 blood fiends, he saw that more of the creatures were still being born from every direction. He sighed to himself.
Just as I feared, the worst-case scenario. These monsters can't be killed off. Destroy one, and another is born from that blood cloud, always maintaining a count of around 30 or so. So the ghost spirit sect's young master intends to wear me down to death here.
With that thought, Han Li naturally refused to let things continue this way.
He slapped his storage pouch and pulled out several dozen low to mid-grade talismans, at least 70 or 80 of them, then hurled them all at once toward a patch of blood-red clouds.
Fireballs, ice spikes, and the like flew over in a torrent, and Han Li himself followed up with several instant-cast fire serpents. After seeing that chain fireballs could slightly disperse the blood mist, he had already filed that detail away in his mind. For now, he pinned his hopes on these spells carving a path forward.
In your dreams.
Han Li had that many talismans on him? That caught Wu Wangchan off guard.
But for all his pride, this ghost spirit sect young master didn't dare let his blood mist clash head-on with those spells. After all, he'd only cultivated his blood spirit art to the second layer, hardly enough to withstand such a barrage.
At that moment, with Wang Chan's shout, several black skulls suddenly squeezed out from the blood cloud before the spells arrived. Then, opening their mouths in unison, they spewed streams of black chi that immediately blocked the incoming spells.
After that barrage, the skulls merely wobbled a few times, while the blood cloud behind them remained utterly unmoved. Han Li's expression darkened. He cast his gaze toward the other directions, but before he could strike, black skulls emerged from the blood clouds in those areas as well.
You think you still have a chance. Be a good boy and become the blood ghost's meal. I would truly love to see you devoured by blood fiends. That bloody spectacle must be absolutely exquisite. I can hardly wait.
Lunatic.
Han Li drove the black flood dragon to fend off the reformed blood fiend, cold sweat beading on his forehead as he frantically searched for a countermeasure.
By now, Han Li had already taken a mid-grade spirit stone in hand and begun replenishing his magic power. After all, this endless slaughter of blood fiends was truly too much for a mere Foundation establishment initial stage cultivator like him to handle.